So today I kind of want to talk about I have some new coaches that we're going to be on, but that's okay. I wanted to talk about finding purpose in your business. I feel like with Beachbody, you are a new coach and then you find your why and then you're a rock star. I know that sounds really funny, but it's really kind of those are your steps. You start out new, not knowing what you're doing, kind of just like going with the flow, posting what you can post. A lot of times I feel like new coaches, I know I did this, kind of try to copycat their upline, which is great, but not great, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
And so I just want to talk about finding purpose. And I thought I'd start with a story. Lincoln and I were talking the other night, and he works at Enterprise Rent-A-Car as a management. And he used to work at Cherry Gulch, which is a boarding school for troubled youth. And we were just talking about the differences in work, how his old job had a lot of purpose to it. Like he felt like he was making a difference in the world in the sense that the kids were, they needed him. Like he helped these kids try to be better people in society, whereas his new job is basically a paycheck. I feel like this is super applicable to Beachbody in the sense that each of us works for a paycheck, right? Like all of us want to hit Success Club. We want to make money. But until we put purpose into our business and realize that we're helping people and it's actually, we're making an influence in the world, your business isn't really going to boom the way you want it to boom. Or at least that's what I found. So finding your why is super important. Joan, Erin, do either of you kind of know what your why of Beachbody is? Have you guys kind of figured that out, like why you do Beachbody?
Yeah. I think mine's changed definitely from when I started to now.
Mm-hmm.
But
It'll change
yeah,
a lot throughout your business, but yeah. Do you want to share or no?
yeah. So first when I joined Beachbody, my first why was I couldn't look in the mirror without not thinking I was beautiful. Like I just couldn't remember the last time I thought I looked beautiful. I couldn't remember the last time I really thought positive thoughts about my body image,
Uh-huh.
So that was a huge reason of why. And then it's kind of spiraled and evolved into I want to be the healthiest person I can be so that I can continue to have children and be present as a mom. Like I don't want to be the mom that sits on the couch the whole pregnancy, and I just want to have healthy pregnancies. I want to be my first pregnancy. My doctor told me I was overweight before I even got pregnant, and I was like 125 pounds.
Wow.
So I was like, so I just want to be at the best I can be before I get pregnant, during pregnancy, and after pregnancy.
Yeah, that makes sense. So you still do it a lot for you. You're doing Beachbody for you personally in your personal. Yeah, that's awesome. That's super awesome. Erin, do you have a why or anything you want to share?
I'm still kind of trying to figure out my why.
Perfect. That's good. We like that. Cheyenne is new. She just jumped on and she's going to do the same thing. So we all hit that certain point in our business. I just want to share my why. So after I had my daughter, I was super overweight. I had some major life events happen. My cousin had a stillborn baby like 3 days before I did. One of my really good friends lost her toddler that was Monty's friend, was Monty's age, like a week after I had my daughter. I was super postpartum, but like in a totally different way than you would call postpartum. Like I didn't just sit around on the couch. I like freaked out about everything. I wouldn't sleep. I couldn't, like, I overate because I was stressed all the time. I fit in my husband's clothes, and I don't know, none of you really know my husband, but my husband's a big guy. Like, so I was like, whoa. Anyway, and I was depressed. Like I looked in the mirror. I didn't even like to look in the mirror. I thought I was ugly. I wasn't doing things that I normally was doing. I wasn't serving the way I like to in my church calling. I was really down and depressed. Like I didn't feel like I was where I wanted to be. And I hated myself. So when Chelsea emailed me about becoming a coach and getting a challenge pack, I started Beachbody just for the discount. The shakes made me feel a little better. They helped me lose a little bit of weight. I love the workouts that I could do them with Monty and Alora and not feel bad about skipping 30 minutes of the day to work out. And eventually they started working out with me. After I decided to be a coach, really my driving force was I wanted to help people like me. Like I wanted to help moms who just couldn't do it anymore. Like, before I had Alora, like I always was going places. Like Monty and I went everywhere. I don't like to be home. I like to be out doing things. I like to go see people. I like to make meals and bring them to people. Like I like to do things all the time. And, so that really, I had a friend, she was like, "Oh, Kelsey, you're finally normal." And I was like, wait, what's normal? Like, I don't want to be normal if this is normal. This is terrible. Like, I never want to feel like this. And so that's when I was like, it was completely and totally, I wanted to help moms, and I was going to run an event every month. I was going to run a challenge group every month. I was going to do these things because I wanted to help people. And I listened to a call once, and it was talking about your why and how it's like going into a burning building to get something. It needs to be like you're going into the burning building to get your child. You're going in, like, I think all of us have kids, or if you don't have kids, you're going into a burning building to get your spouse or something that you absolutely cannot live without. Like you will run into the fire and burn every inch of your body to get that, because that's what's going to keep you going in this business, in any business. And really that's when I was like, it's worth it to me to spend an hour of nap time helping people, because I loved helping people and I love what I do now. And it's been actually a huge blessing in our lives. And the kids and I get to do so many more fun things together, and I'm healthier and I feel better. Lincoln's getting healthier. He feels better. And I have all these people that I'm helping, and it makes me happy. So we're talking about Success Club and messaging people. This is why your why is so important. I feel like a lot of times we focus so much on Success Club, which we should. Like, you guys should be hitting Success Club. You should help 3 people a month. But why do you want to help those 3 people a month? Is it to get the $45 from the challenge pack sale, or is it to help those people because you're genuinely interested? We had a call yesterday, and we were not the team call. We had a different call yesterday, and we were talking about how, we were talking about how messaging people, it's scary, but I found that as you're messaging people with real interest in helping them, they will, I mean, they're gonna not necessarily order from you right away, but they'll see that interest, and you will put so much more time and effort into your customers when you do that, because you're actually seeking to help them instead of just making that sale. That's kind of why I wanted to talk about finding your why, deciding why you're doing this as a business and how you're going to help. Even if it's like Joan said, her why is being in shape for herself and being fit and healthy for her kids. It's still, she's doing it for her. She's doing it for her family. It's not, she's more than likely, she posts all the time. Joan, you post all the time. You're not just posting for you, though. You're posting because it's changed your life and you want to change other people's lives, correct?
Right, yeah.
So that's one thing. As I found, so I run events every month to get my Success Club sales, and I run them at the end of the month because at the beginning of the month I focus hardcore on making sure my customers from the previous month are getting everything they need to be successful. And then I message those people that say they're interested or they're going, and I don't even, like, the first message doesn't even have anything to do 90% of the time with the event at all. Like, I ask them how they're doing, and then eventually it leads on to, well, I saw you're interested in my event. Like, I want to know your health and fitness goals, because I don't want to just put them in a challenge pack. Like, I'm not going to sell hammer and chisel to a mom that doesn't have a bench at home that she's never going to buy a workout bench. She doesn't like weightlifting, doesn't want to spend 45 minutes. So like, I ask them about their health and fitness goals. Are they already active? Are they wanting to lose weight? Are they wanting to tone up? Are they just wanting to get in energy and gain confidence? Do they not even care about working out and they only want to focus on their nutrition? So that I can get the best program and deal for them. And I've actually found that when I stopped just messaging people about buying things and started messaging people genuinely interested in helping them, is when I actually got to help people. And when you do get your customers coming back with their results, it is super awesome because they're not just weight results, but sometimes you have people message back and they're like, hey, I was super depressed before and now I'm playing with my kids again. And that is really like, ultimately, that's our goal, is to help people to become happier and healthier, not necessarily weight. I mean, a lot of people do want to lose weight, but happy and healthy is really what my goal is. So your passion in this business matters. You wanting to change matters. As a new coach, I know that it's super hard because you haven't necessarily experienced the programs the way that people who are experienced or older coaches have, but you still need a support group. So a lot of times what I would say as a new coach is you find something about you that is completely set apart. Message your friends that you know want to lose weight, or your family members that you know want to get healthier, and have them do it with you. Like, because it's going to be a learning curve for you for the first few months. If you're doing the trainings, you're going to get there. The trainings are made. Chelsea made an awesome training. We have awesome trainings available. They're made to get people into success. And so if you're doing the trainings and you're listening, you'll get there. But find something that sets you apart, because there's going to be a point in your business where people are going to follow you because of you, not because you're like Chelsea, not because you're like Melissa Surger and you run all the time, not because you are someone that, I don't know, I don't know how to explain it. Not because you're single and you don't have any kids, because most of us have kids. Or does that make sense? Like, not because you don't ever want to have kids. People are going to follow you because of where you're at now, whether you're pregnant, whether you are a nursing mom, whether you have 3 kids at home, whether you're like Kelly and you're older and you're retired and you're still working at it. People follow you based on what you're doing and because you're you. So you need to find things that you like. So attracting a like market is super important, because it's not only going to pull your why, your like market's going to pull your why into it, but it's also going to help you find people that you're going to be relatable to and be able to help the best. I help moms the best. Like, that's just what I do. I'm a mom. I don't like working with men. I feel like that's uncomfortable for me. Like, if they want to do stuff, I have them message Lincoln, because Lincoln will talk to him about it. But I'm a mom, and that's my thing. I message women. I like women challenge groups. I like to run couples challenge groups because that's always been fun. But really, I focus on moms and women because I feel like that's my niche. I post about my kids. I post about farm stuff, and I post about, I don't know, pretty much that's it. Kids and farm stuff and Beachbody. So when we get off this call, I want you guys to make a list of things that you feel are unique about you, and choose 3 of them that you want to post about, and then add a Beachbody post in. But the more you post, the more people are going to see you, and the more people see you and the longer you're posting 3 times a day, the more customers that you're going to gain, and eventually you'll gain a following. I was talking to Chelsea this morning. We had a call together this morning, and I was laughing because I'm like, I don't even feel like I really message a whole lot of people anymore. People message me. I had 6 people just message me this morning wanting to talk about health and fitness. Did they all buy challenge packs? No. Will they all buy challenge packs? Hopefully eventually. But they'll see something and they'll be like, I appreciate this about you, and I've seen you're doing this, or I'm pregnant, or the one girl this morning said, I watched your video about why you became a coach, and I feel like I'm in that spot right now. Like, I am depressed, and she was like, I'm huge, I'm bigger than my husband is. And anyway, and she's like, I just need help. And we just talked for a while, and eventually, hopefully, I'll be able to help her reach her goals. Does anyone have any questions? I'm like totally going off, or have anything to add?
No.
No. Oh, Erin Heil raised her hand. Go ahead.
I've kind of like burned through like my friend list and kind of discovered I'm kind of surrounded by people who are okay with their like unhealthy habits, I guess. Like, I know that kind of sounds bad. I don't know really how else to put it.
Not doesn't sound bad at all. Go ahead.
And so I'm like trying to reach out and like join more groups and, you know, add friends and stuff like that. And I'm struggling with that.
Yeah. So I've completely stopped the mommy groups. I feel like everyone in the mommy groups is looking to sell something. Just throwing it out there. I'm part of this awesome Dutch oven cooking group, and I post recipes in it, which is fun. And I get friends that way. But I've also found I've had a ton of people add me, or added a bunch of people from my events, just having public Facebook events. Do you run events at all before your challenges, or?
I've ran some events. They've been like nobody participates in them, and it's really discouraging. Like, I'm putting work into them, and then it's like crickets.
Are you talking about challenges or events? Do you run challenges or events?
Oh, like the 5-day clean eating challenge.
Yeah, you're talking about challenges.
Yeah.
So before every challenge, I create a Facebook event to invite people to the challenge. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And I make it public, and I invite a ton of people. And they can not follow it, or they can not accept or whatever, but that's really how I get my challenge pack sales. And I post once or twice in that event every day things that I would post in a challenge group. So recipes, or a little bit about a program, or pictures with me with my kids, or just anything that could go with that event. And I make those challenges very specific. So this month was a mommy and me challenge. Last month we did a gardening challenge. So we did selfies, and we did gardening tips. But I posted in that event like it was almost like a challenge group. And then when people said going or interested, I'd say, hey, how are you? And talk to them for a little bit, and then say you're interested in this, and go from there. And actually, like today, I had 5 people add me as a friend. They just saw posts from that event because it was public from their friends page. And they added me as a friend. So I get a lot of friends that way, but also groups are good to go into. I kind of screen a little heavier because I do have kids. So I'm very particular about, about that kind of stuff. But yeah, events are the way to go. You are going to run out of your warm market. It's just normal, and your warm market may not be interested right now, but as you post your progress and stuff, they'll get there. You just need to be sure that you're posting all the time. And if you do post all the time with the algorithm, that's why it's important to post 3 times a day. People will see your stuff more, and as they see your stuff more, you'll gain more followers, and those followers will eventually become friends and customers as well. Does that make sense? Did I answer it all, or okay? I don't know.
That totally makes sense. So, but you're saying do an event before the challenge?
Yeah, I always run an event before.
I just want to clarify, like, so create an event like to lead up to the challenge?
Yeah, I create an event to lead up to the challenge. Usually it's 2 to 3 weeks ahead of the challenge, so they have 2 to 3 weeks to look and decide to order or not. And I'll add you into our Mommy and Me event so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. Just like 1 or 2 posts a day, and you can kind of see what's going on there.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
So I have a question.
Good.
With Mommy and Me, it's an event. So are you running a challenge after you do that event?
Yeah, so everyone that orders a challenge pack from that event will be placed into a challenge group. And the challenge group is created, and I actually have a post a day buffered out for 21 days. So from there, all the coaches involved just need to make sure they're keeping track of their customers and that they're posting and commenting on people's posts.
Okay, so how long is the Mommy and Me event?
It's going to be 21 days.
Okay, and then after that, you'll do another.
Yeah, after week 1 or 2 of that event or of that group, after the group starts, I let it run for 1 or 2 weeks, and I'll create a new event for my next challenge group starting next month. Does that make sense? Not in May, but June. I think I lost you, Steph. I know you're driving. Can you hear me? Did that make sense with everyone?
Yeah.
Does anyone have any other questions or? I don't know. Joan is laughing at me. I guess the last thing we were going to talk about today was just hitting Success Club. Hitting Success Club is super awesome and super important. And right now it's really cool because Carl Deichler is giving away $500 in a drawing every day that you sell a challenge pack for the rest of the month. So he draws someone's name. So if you sell a challenge pack, you get in a drawing to win $500, which is pretty awesome. So there are great incentives to hitting Success Club. Right now, we also have a Success Club trip for your Success Club trip for 2018. You basically have to, you have to hit Success Club, and as you hit Success Club, it'll put you on where you can actually sign up for the trip. Does that make sense? Like if you hit Success Club every month this year, you're in the first group of people that get to sign up for the free Success Club trip, if that makes any sense. Anyway, and because it's the end of the month, just some tips on hitting Success Club, and we talked about this last night on the call, but messaging people, if you have a challenge going or you don't have one going for next month, hop on to one of our challenges. I know Chelsea has one. Joan, are you doing a women's challenge at all that people could hop on?
Yeah.
So Joan's doing an all women's challenge. Ours is a Mommy and Me challenge. I don't know if Chelsea's doing another one, but we'll try to get those up on Business Building and Live to Inspire so you guys know what challenges. But all of them should have events created, or at least I know ours do. Chelsea and I's does. And if you want to add people to that event and check out the going and the interested every day and message those people because they'll be able to scroll through the event and have a pretty good idea of what the challenge will be like. Also, post progress pictures. This is huge, especially at the end of the month because you've been working for a month on it, right? Or not working on it. So you can say, I looked like this and then I ate like crap all month. It doesn't matter. Like we were talking about this earlier. Me being pregnant, I pretty much can eat a taco from Taco Bell and swell up like a balloon because it's just what happens to me. Yeah, so progress pictures. Post away because your posts are going to attract people. Sometimes people are just waiting for that invitation. Like, I know that sounds so dumb, but I've messaged people before and then I'll put a post out there like, I'm looking for this many people, and they'll actually message me and say, oh, I want in. And you're like, I've talked to you before, but those posts make a huge difference. So, and I think that's pretty much all I have for this call. So unless anyone else has any other questions, I know Cheyenne, you're totally new, so you're probably like, woo, right?
Yeah, and I sound like a man because I'm sick, so
I know.
I won't talk that much.
Oh my goodness. Especially when you're pregnant, that sucks even worse. Stacy, do you have any questions? She's on mute. We're all awesome right now. I'm just throwing it out there. So if no one has any questions,
I guess I have one.
go ahead.
So when do we start, like, I don't know, like each day we have like an assignment where you're like, okay, do this today, do that. Is that not till next week?
No,
This-
well, it's kind of, so the business on Live to Inspire, like day one, your assignment was to listen to that podcast, and the beginning is just a little slower. So you'll have more things that you need to do as the training goes on. Does that make sense? Because the beginning is more, this is how you're going to do it, and then it'll get to where you do this. We also have a 90-day to diamond group, if anyone is interested, starting May 2nd. And I'm giving my team the option. I don't know if Chelsea is or not. My team has the option to join, and that's daily do it items, which would be something that would be awesome for you to do as well, even though you're brand new. But you can join without paying the $20. You just can't win the pot if you hit diamond. Just throwing that out there. So it's a $20 winning pot, but you can be in it without paying the money in, and that's also going to have daily. So next Monday, that starts, and it'll have very specific, this is the items you need to do. I think there's 5 items every day, and then there's a training, and some of them are kind of long, but it's awesome. So all of you wanting to hit that next step in your business, I recommend hopping on that, and we can get you added, because it's no joke. It is probably the most amazing training I've ever done, is the 90 to diamond. So anyway, but yeah, the beginning of business building, Live to Inspire, and business building are the same. Chelsea and I just run them separate because she has her team and I have my team. But yeah, it'll get to where you actually are going to have more action items. It's just the beginning. So it takes a little bit to get you a little more trained into how to message people and what to say and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I find that people just message people and say, hey, will you buy this from me? We don't want that. Don't do that. So does anyone else have any other questions? Or awesome. Well, you guys all rock. Thanks for being on the call. We're going to do every Tuesday night. Like I said, Wednesdays did not work for me. So Tuesdays at 8:00, and feel free to invite your team, or I'll post it on both pages so everyone knows, and it'll be awesome. Thanks for coming.